Hi, Shabbat Shalom everyone. This week we are on Parshat Toldot this Shabbat. Phenomenal, nothing like sharing over some words within regards to the Shabbat Parsha. I'll be in central Jerusalem, just by the trams over here, on a beautiful, crisp Wednesday morning. And we learned about the birth of two different nations that are going to come out in this week's Parsha. Obviously, of the birth of Jacob and Esau, also respectively, or as we say in Hebrew, Yaakov and Esau, which is very, very interesting. I heard a phenomenal Dvar Torah where actually Rabbi Fine actually points out that Rivka is extremely puzzled here at the start of this week's Parsha, here of Toldot. She has twins, or te'omim as we say in Hebrew, inside her stomach. And Rashi is going to quote, I think in chapter 25, verse 22, one kicks to get out whenever they pass a house of idol worship, whilst the other kicks to get out when she passes the yeshiva of Shem and Eber, this famous Talmudic academy of those two great people, Shem and Eber, respectively. These were descendants of Noah, which we've spoken about on various occasions before. And Rivka doesn't necessarily know she is having twins. So she seeks prophetic advice and is told that she's having twins who will head two opposite nations. That's very much just bear fruits. We see nowadays the massive stark differences between Yaakov and Esau. Now the question is this: it is a basic axiom that to be able to be punished or rewarded, one must have free will. But if, let's say, Esau was already kicking out to Avodah Zarah, this idol worship, when still unborn, where was his free will over here? That's the question. What hope did he have for later on in life? Now, a phenomenal answer by a great Italian rabbi, the Ramachal, Rabbi Moshe Chaim Luzzatto. He points out in his great Torah philosophy book called the Derech Hashem, in chapter 1, 3 and 8, that free will does not mean that one has no urges. It could still be that one has, let's say, a 90% pull to do, God forbid, transgression and aveira. Yet the fact that there is 10% fighting that urge, or even less in many cases, means that it is no longer inevitable that you must, God forbid, sin over here. And that's where your free will kicks in. You must decide whether you will go with the 90 or the 10. Now, so too here, Esau, he had this massive, massive urge at that point in time, and to do Avodah Zarah, idol worship, even while he was inside his mother's womb. But when he grew older, he had the tools to fight that urge. They say that, Esau, he had these urges. He could have used the urges. Later on we see that he kills, he robs. He could have used that in a halachic sense also to become like a shochet. So many different mohel, those different halachic Jewish cycle importances. He could have used it with that, but he didn't necessarily do that at the end. That's what we learn about. So he had that strong urge to do this Avodah Zarah, even when he was inside the womb. But when he grew older, he had the tools to fight that urge. Now the lesson for us, friends, over here is to do things which are not 100% correct. Obviously, an ideal state, we should obviously only do the right things in life. Right? Sometimes we're put in a situation where it's not going to be that 100% luxury where we're guaranteed to do well. But we still have to fight for them. Even when the task in hand is going to be very, very difficult, we have to fight any urges that are coming in. Or better still, to use those same urges for good. For example, as we learn about in Masechet Shabbat, I believe in page 156, it says that if someone has an urge, God forbid, for shedding blood, he should channel that urge by becoming a mohel, becoming a rabbi that will perform Brit Milah, will do circumcisions respectively. Use these urges that we've got, God forbid, if it's going to be something bad, and do it for the total opposite, and do it for good, friends over here. I don't know what's going on with the traffic jam over here. You get some early morning scenes here. Actually, we're in total central Israel, here by the Tachanat Markazit also. So I think on this note, wishing you all a fantastic day, friends. I'll leave you some scenes here of beautiful central Jerusalem. And check this out, friends, here on live Wednesday morning, Shabbat Parshat Toldot. I think there's a bit of traffic over here. And amazing, friends. Wishing you all a great day. Take care.